Getting into graduation this year will feel a little bit more like walking through airport security. You'll have to go through these metal detectors here. Then you have an entire security team in place to wand you and go through your bags just to keep students safe. Yeah, the family says if that truck had smashed through the wall just 30 minutes earlier, they would have been hit too. But come follow me because you can still see some of the damage. These bushes just resting on the ground. The tire tracks leading all the way up to the home where you can see the gaping hole has been covered by a tarp. Eric, right now we know the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office has set up a perimeter right here around the canal. I'll step out of the way so you can see just how far back we're being kept. Callie seems great. This is truly a best case scenario. The animal care team here at the zoo says Callie appears healthy, and when we saw her, she even put on a little show. Big Dog Ranch Rescue found Beauty and brought her here just 24 hours ago. Now the group says she needs to pull through not just for her own future, but for the future of her puppies. Family says Rambo should live to be 80 years old. They also reiterated they're very glad that the neighbor called for help when they thought something was wrong. From the time it takes for these arms to go through, by the time Brightline zips through the intersection, it's just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I just spoke to fire crews here. They tell me that the fire did start at the laundromat. It's called Coin Laundry. This is right next to Bennett Auto Supply. You can see there are about 5 fire trucks here from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue.
Book is amazing.
For the last 2.5 years, Todd Ketchum has called the bookseller his home away from home. His love of reading started when he was just 4 years old, the moment his grandmother introduced him to the little engine that could.
I read it every day. It fascinated me because it was a story that really indicated that you could do anything if only you were willing to work at it.
It's a life lesson that carried Ketchum to where he is today. An award-winning store manager that weaves storylines into the community he serves.
Todd, if you want to talk about a book, he knows about it.
Steve Horan is a local photographer who wrote a book called The People of Yellowstone. Ketchum proudly displayed his book in the store, allowed him to give his first speeches there, and provided valuable insight to anyone who needed help finding the perfect plot.
You like mystery? Oh, I got just one just for you. And that's what's so beautiful about that. Because somebody so knowledgeable, so influential in making people's choices for them.
Because not only was the bookseller a place for reading, it was a place for conversation. Comfy chairs line the back of the store where people can grab a cup of coffee or a glass of wine and enjoy jazz concerts, talk with commissioners, or even participate in poetry nights.
It's really hard to put in words really what it means because you have the opportunity on a daily basis to interact with people and possibly change their lives and maybe not even know that you did.
But after fighting to keep the store open, the bookseller can no longer afford to keep the lights on. It's closing its doors at the end of the month.
Another loss to a community. It's really tragic, actually, because people view things, they have little snapshots of things on the internet, but now if you want to dig deeper into something, you read. You read, you read, you read. And that's where this is a temple for reading. That's gone. Too bad.
A hole in the downtown Lake Worth Beach community that Ketchum hopes will eventually be filled with something that builds up the area instead of becoming another empty storefront.
Where else are you going to gather here in a place that lends itself to conversation? I can't really think of any place.
Wow, that is really too bad. Our Kristen Chapman joining us now in Lake Worth Beach tonight. And Kristen, this is really an important part of the community, isn't it?
It is, Jim. It's one of the only places in this community where people can gather and talk, have conversation about anything or enjoy events. It's also where a lot of people learn to read. There are a lot of children who come here and get their very first favorite book. And it's also where children and adults rediscover their love for reading as well. So it really is a loss. But if anyone wants to come out and enjoy it through the end of March, they are having 25% off all of their books, and all of their events are still going on as planned through that time frame. Live in Lake Worth, Kristen Chapman, CBS 12 News. 5-year-old Jake Neely hopped out of his mom's car ready for his first day of kindergarten at Crystal Lakes Elementary School in Boynton Beach.
Good morning. Good morning. Just say it's like our first day together. I'm Mrs. Green. How are ya?
Missing alongside him, his dad, Bill, a sergeant at the West Palm Beach Police Department who lost his battle with cancer less than a year ago.
He was a good guy to talk to, family man, always asking about my wife and my kids and how they're doing, and You know, him not being here today, you know, it still hurts almost a year later.
When he was dying in his hospital bed, the sergeant asked his police family for only a couple things: take care of his wife and 2 kids, and be there for Jake when he starts school.
We're a blue family, you know, and that's the way the cops are. We stick together till death, and that's what we did.
Today was a bookmark day for Bill, and I know he's very proud of his son.
And boy, did they deliver.
Get out.
When Jake stepped into the crosswalk, walking hand in hand with his mom, more than a dozen officers and first responders greeted him with cheers, posters, and high fives.
Now you're here to learn, right?
Parading Jake to his classroom to get him settled and introduce him to his new teacher.
J, what's the next letter?
A.
A, trace your A.
I don't really make good A.
The gesture brings his mom to tears and big smiles for Jake, while their angel in blue watched from above.
I know he's looking down on us right now, probably laughing and probably crying himself.
The West Palm Beach Police Department says it plans to do a similar welcoming all over again once Jake actually reaches high school. Reporting from Boynton Beach, Kristen Chapman, CBS 12 News.
There we go. Nice one.
It's not just another drop in the bucket. These tomatoes are going to feed people in need. Today, a couple dozen volunteers woke up bright and early to pick 4,000 pounds of tomatoes at Mecca Farms.
Feeling them, making sure they have a good firmness, checking for any cracks in the skin, any brown spots.
These volunteers are working with Hospitality Helping Hands, a nonprofit feeding people who lost their jobs during the coronavirus pandemic for free.
We are collecting all the unharvested tomatoes, and then we are bringing them to our warehouse for our food distribution.
Melissa McCrannels has worked with Hospitality Helping Hands, also known as H3, since its inception more than a month ago. She connected the dots when she saw that farms weren't able to sell as much produce as usual due to the shutdown, while other people needed that food now more than ever.
Such a community-supported network right now. I'm really
Most of these tomatoes will be placed in grocery bags for the free food drive on Friday at Howley's Diner in West Palm Beach. And anything remaining will be turned into a salad for the meals H3 makes daily.
But it's really nice to pick something and it immediately goes the next day into the people's hands.
A true farm-to-table effort to help families in our community. If you'd like to help by volunteering or by donating, you can go to our website, cbs12.com. We have a link there. Whose life forever changed after the Parkland school shooting is finding ways to make us safer. Now, he lost his only daughter on Valentine's Day, and now he's taking matters into his own hands. He just filed a bill called Jamie's Law. Only on CBS 12 News, his fight to reduce gun violence starts right here in our own backyard.
We have 40,000 people per year in this country who die because of guns. Every year. That is not normal.
Today, a new mission for Fred Guttenberg, more than 1 year after losing his daughter Jamie during the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School massacre.
I never put my voice into something like this before she died. And now, all I think about every second of every day is how to stop gun violence.
Guttenberg says there are 300 million guns currently on our streets. And instead of getting rid of them, he wants to stop bad guys from using them.
While those weapons are out, they don't work without bullets.
Through numerous conversations with gun advocates and lawmakers, he discovered a loophole. Right now, anyone can buy ammunition for guns without a background check. That means someone legally prohibited from buying a gun could still buy the ammunition.
And that is the fatal flaw in this process.
So he created Jamie's Law, which mandates a background check to buy bullets.
It'll start saving lives immediately.
And until it's passed both locally and federally, Guttenberg will continue fighting to save people in memory of his daughter.
And that makes everything I do today, I won't say worth it because it doesn't bring my child back, but it makes the work that I do today worthwhile.
The bill is waiting for approval in the Florida legislature and nationally as well in the Republican-controlled Senate. But this isn't the only thing the Guttenberg family is working on. They're also hosting a nationwide dance-a-thon next month to raise money for scholarships. They want to help send kids to college in honor of Jamie, who never got to go. Right now, a man is behind bars after deputies say a person found a woman's body on a Martin County beach Saturday morning. CBS 12's Madeleine Montgomery is live from there with what police say led up to the murder. Madeleine? And CBS 12 is also partnering with relief organizations to send supplies to the Bahamas as well. It's called Operation Bahamas Relief Effort. So we're collecting donations at the port of the Palm Beach and Riviera Beach. You can drop them off at bay number 7, The warehouse is open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 3. Some of the items desperately needed, well, those include canned goods, building supplies like saws, plywood, and sheetrock, as well as hygiene products. They need mosquito repellent and blankets and many more things. So for all those details, log on to CBS12.com. Now to an update on a story we brought yesterday on CBS 12 News this morning. A Bahamian family of 7 forced into a local hotel after escaping Hurricane Dorian. Well, now they have a new home. After a story that aired only on CBS 12 News, the locally run Hurricane Community Facebook page initially found donors to pay for the family to stay 4 nights in a Boynton Beach hotel. But it gets even better. A host family agreed to support them after their hotel stay. So far, the Facebook page has helped dozens of Bahamian families find homes in Palm Beach County. To see the full story, go to our website, CBS12.com. Right now, Palm Beach County deputies need your help identifying remains found years ago. Officials say they found the remains in 2013 near 10th Avenue and Florida Mango Road in Lake Worth Beach. Now that's also near a homeless camp. So take a look. This is a reconstruction of what deputies believe she looked like. If you have any information, please contact police at the number on your screen. And take a look at this new video of a gas leak near Lake Worth Beach yesterday. You can see fire crews burning off the product from the leaking propane tank. So this happened inside the Smith Farm development off of High Biloxo Road right near the turnpike. Scary. Then in Indian River County, deputies chased down a man they say stole a truck from a local furniture store. They arrested him shortly after and found he's also wanted out of North Carolina. The agency later posted this on Facebook, saying the man should have done something better with his weekend, like a bowling, maybe. And if you're looking for something to do with the entire family today, Monkey Joe's is celebrating its own birthday with discounted admission for all guests. So there will be birthday cake, bounce houses, and even a few surprises. There's one location in our area on Lantana Road in Lake Worth Beach. Coming up, helping the planet one flight at a time. The one simple thing an airline is now suggesting passengers bring with them to save the environment. Plus, raising a red flag for a popular antacid medication. The warning from the FDA about Zantac. The sun is just starting to peek over the clouds right now, and we are off to a really beautiful start. If you want to get out and about, now is a great time to do so. If you're heading to the beach, we might see some rain later this afternoon, and there is a very high rip current risk, so stay out of the water if you're not a strong swimmer. Now in your consumer news, companies are already starting to hire seasonal workers. Now this past week, Target announced it will start hosting hiring events at every store. Kohl's and Amazon are 2 other retailers hiring already as well. Even UPS announced it's also hiring seasonal delivery drivers. It expects a record peak season. And this is some bad news if you use the discounted movie subscription service known as MoviePass. It actually shut down yesterday with very little notice. It says it wasn't able to get any investors. The service allowed subscribers to buy up to 3 movie tickets per month for just a small fee. It will refund people for the unused service period they already paid for. In our health headlines now, this is pretty concerning. It turns out the FDA says your heartburn and antacid medication, well, it might cause cancer. The FDA announced the drug Zantac may have traces of a substance known as NDMA, which is known to cause cancer. The FDA isn't calling for a recall just yet. They do recommend switching to another over-the-counter drug instead. And this morning, an airline is encouraging everyone to save the planet while flying commercial. Its suggestion, simply pack 1 extra item, an empty water bottle. Gabe Cohen from our station in Seattle explains the big impact it can make. Coming up in sports, Florida Atlantic is on the road. They're looking to bounce back from their 0-2 start. Can Lane Kiffin and the Owls get their first win of the season on the road? Plus, a local soccer program won Club of the Year. How the organization celebrated their youth soccer players today. Anna Logan has that and more coming up next.